following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Tell me where the canister is. We'll see if we can find anything.
We'll see if we can find where it was. It's all sand and rock out here.
So you said lizard people?
Yeah, it's just something someone mentioned.
Is this a Native American friend of yours?
Yes.
Is she fat?
Is she the one that gave you the cake?
No.
Is she black?
So we asked neither of those questions.
I know that. Otherwise, it would have been down here and not up here.
She thought those questions.
Probably not.
Just someone who keeps venturing into places they should stay out of.
Man places. Stupid women.
Isn't it like
Women
all
should
of
know
us?
their place.
Hers is on the
Like
range.
Layla.
Specifically.
Okay, are you guys gonna actually do anything or just stand
We're
here?
looking for the. I'm going to search for where the original canister was.
I'll do the same. Using the rock faces.
It's been a couple of days, so I imagine all of the traces
23.
would have been washed away by sand when we just...
Wait, sorry, 24.
Which is why I want to use the rock formations. The thing I'm used to looking out for wandering the desert and
Do you
Stuff.
have
That's well
tracking and
justified.
stuff?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I believe he also has hunting and gunting.
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 It's where you hit people with your stomach.
Yeah.
Wow. It's not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? Hunting with guns?
But I don't know, just as a melee weapon?
Well, this is a melee weapon.
Through them.
Gunt. Gunt. Hitting them with your gun.
New power.
Falcon gunt.
28.
Yeah, you can find the area.
It was just around here. We were standing just under this rock.
The wind has shifted the sands and caused new mini dunes to show up as the sand piles up against things like rocks and carcasses.
It's
Carts
likely
is just
underneath.
normal. Just
I mean, you don't know. You didn't make no check.
what do you want? Investigation or
Hunting?
no?
Tracking? Trailing?
No.
Then, you know, let's let Mr. Desert Wanderer be the alpha in this situation.
It's likely just under some of this sand here. It kind of piles up around these. Well, I mean, I rolled a 19, so
So what's
32.
Here's me waiting to go. He adds a few little numbers onto it, and I can go, yeah. No. I mean, I was looking for a 5, but I always love telling people when their objective was ridiculously small, and they go, "Look at my big number!" It's like, yeah, you needed a 5. I didn't even need to roll if it's that low. If I've got 10 or more. Yeah, that's why I don't tell you.
get the good rolls out.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, it just piles up around, like, and you kick it, and it's like it's a helmet.
Huh.
It's an air assault helmet. Not that you know that. And it's got a bunch of bullet holes in the visor. So it looks like.
What's that?
Sand pours out of it.
A helmet.
That's a pretty cool helmet.
It's a Minuteman helmet, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's a Minuteman helmet.
Yes, it is.
But Minutemen don't die. The
Hold on to
propaganda by the Minutemen says so.
Well, maybe they just got a little hot.
I'll dig around the rest of that area, move some of the
There's like a
sand.
cow skeleton. There's what looks like a discarded assault rifle magazine.
Something else up there.
It's empty.
I'll look at the helmet, see if there's. It's all cracked on the main screen.
Yeah, it's a wreck.
It does make sense that these would be here if this is where we found the paw.
Perception checks.
37.
31.
So if he was in the middle of sneezing, she didn't see anything. But you guys would just see like this flicker of there's something else built up around.
You saw it, right?
Like stone, like that. But
I saw that.
there's like a spiraling thing. It looked constructed briefly. It was there long enough for you to see like, oh, it looks kind of like made. Too uniform.
Something built up over there.
Around you. I mean, like you're in it.
Oh, like it's actually...
Like it's around you, yeah.
How? What? Oh, it's right there.
Like,
Oh.
so you're standing here. Then you see like there's water, and then some steep sides, and the gap out that way, and like it's in circular formation, and then it's gone. You didn't really get a good look at it, but it looked.
Don't know what it is.
It's. I don't know if I'm hearing things or just.
You're definitely hearing things.
Okay. Can I see if I can fix the helmet?
Are you rated to repair an M5 tactical helmet?
With plasma damage.
Yes.
I know. No. You're laughing, but I know the helmet is made from Krell metal.
It is not.
This is not?
It is not.
Okay, then I can't. Right. Yeah, so it's not made of Krell.
It is not.
No.
It's not. It doesn't have that oil slick shine.
So I know that it isn't. So I wouldn't have even tried.
But when you were on the military base, you did see one like this.
Yeah, so it's,
Yes, it is.
yeah. And she said that her team was. She said her team was out working.
You literally read the message that said about 6-1.
Right.
God damn, it's almost got that.
And you keep looking up every so often.
I have a
and see
feeling
these
he's going
stages
to
of-
leave it with the legs normal and the arms out because that's
I'm
how you
trying
always
to-
saw them in the
Yeah,
movie.
they were-
The thing is,
Classic
I've been trying to work out how Jetfire related to this, and I've been sitting there going, yep, okay, got that. There's a small gap there because that's where the
cockpit would go, yeah.
Yep. And I'm just trying to work out how it wants to set the arms. I have no idea how to get the hands removed, but this is
I think they fold
generally
in
how.
a way. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. how.
they used to fill up the mass between the two legs.
And I think the legs are supposed to not be necessarily anchored because I think they vector.
Yeah.
But I'm used to seeing them in the book with like the legs unfolded and they're sort of being half jet, half robot.
Yeah, with the I remember
with the arms out. So it's
looks like a jet with the arms and
So
legs.
anyway,
coming
so
out.
getting back to your fruitless investigation.
This man is about. What's around us. Hush. Whisper your voice.
Oh,
What was that? Looking around wildly at that spot.
I don't know.
Everyone roll me a straight awareness.
Great awareness. So my stat. Come on, boys.
6.
7.
Good.
8.
You're all shit. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Nice armor up. That's probably not going to last long in this heat.
You're surrounding yourself with your temperature normalizing field, so that is fine.
I might activate a game.
Oh, I'll just grab the helmet off you before you. Chuck it at the thing and see what happens.
So I'm going to activate Halon.
Okay.
I don't know.
He's like 7 foot tall now. Covered in green armor.
Green.
Oh no, it's red. Fire Chief is red.
Chief is red.
I'll have to give you a picture because I made him in City of Heroes and hot damn if it doesn't look like Fire Chief would look. Holy shit, that came out well.
Yeah, I love how you got the helmet to actually look like a blend between a Spartan helmet, and then it's got like the fire. It goes up
Oh,
to the
Fire helmet. Yep.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. It is awesome. And now I've got my screen back. I can play City of Heroes. You could play too. It's free.
If I had any hard drive space.
Well, so you're not going to be able to download Halo 3 ODST.
I've got
So
Halo
$7,
3
get it.
on. No, I've got Reach installed at the moment. I try one more and see what happens.
I don't know what game we're going to be playing later.
We'll sort it out and I'll get it installed.
I do want to grab ODST
I'll
at
have
some
to
point.
download ODST, yeah.
Because it's only $7.50, so it's pretty cheap.
I'll pick it up when I get
Okay.
home and I guess it'll be ODST.
Oh, sweet. I'm totally unprepared for that. Such a sprawling...
I know nothing. It's the only one I've never played anything of. Like,
Oh, you probably want to do a solo first, man.
yeah, well then.
ODST you do.
First, at least. You know.
Fuck yeah.
Before we fuck it all up for you.
Well, no. Once you play with a group of people, you lose the ambience.
Yeah.
You know everything as you can figure it all out. But playing it by yourself when you're in a dead city, it's just
Yeah, it's very lonely. Assuming they haven't fucked it up.
I don't even.
I've already downloaded and installed it. So anyway, yes, you've turned into Fire Chief.
Fire Chief.
And just to confirm, I'm going to whip the helmet at a bit of what we saw was a building or a constructed thing before.
It bounces off the rock wall and is damaged further.
Okay. It doesn't do. It's
Now I roll radiation effects on mimetic multimorphs.
Oh dear. UN Spacey. UN Spacey.
Well, that's actually what's written on them.
I know, but you know, Kevin Spacey. But
Unspacey. That's what it says.
They did.
Go on.
Right, so I'll have a look around, see if I can use my sensors and detect anything.
go on, yeah.
It's a 2 on the die, but
I should make you roll which weapons you have when you spawn. But I won't do it this time because it's...
That'll be the ship one.
First time.
I only
Until he
have,
finds other weapons.
I only have a finite amount of weapons anyway. There's no big
You
quantity.
can only have 2 at a time.
The Hydro Blaster. It'd be the Hydro Blaster and the Hydro Cannon, because I wouldn't have access to the other guns because I haven't picked them up yet.
Neat. Okay, so you're going to do any kind of thing with this, or...?
Yep. So I can detect motion. You can sense particular item or effect by touch with a perception check. So perception of. Where's my perception? 9.
Uh-huh.
And I can detect things at a range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no detection. Can't see.
Okay, so you are in a desert. There's slight amount of radioactivity. You feel slightly lonely in your own head. There's like sand blowing everywhere. It's a little colder than it should be outside, but you're in a temperature-controlled suit, so her cooling effect hasn't overridden that because she's not dialed it up to maximum, so she hasn't snap frozen you, I'm presuming.
Yes,
So
that's
the
correct.
effect rank won't exceed your temperature control rank.
Yep.
Other than that, you don't see any... Oh, wait, where was that? Oh, there was a little red enemy dots on your radar briefly, and then they're gone.
There's an enemy around here.
Like many of them.
A lot of enemies. We need to retreat.
What are they?
Red.
Red glowing dots.
What kind of enemies? What are we surrounded by? I can't see anything. There's nothing here.
When the scenery changes, that's when they bleed. We need to bug out before we're stuck here.
Start backing away.
Did I?
I am not here.
Get back to the truck.
So Oh,
There's a few more flickers as you do it, but nothing substantial.
nothing following us.
Doesn't seem to be.
I don't know what it is out there, but something's out there. And a lot of somethings.
And we know it's probably related to the information, so... Aliens?
Aliens.
Sounds so silly.
Why? You met 2 aliens not long ago.
So many so fast. It's a lot to take in.
And they all want to burn us down. He says that.
What do you mean the others didn't want to burn us down? Well, I guess their family does.
So what do you want to do? You want to go over to the base, or do you want to stay around here?
I don't know, if we can't see them, there's not a lot we can do.
Oh, we can
Especially
see
if
them.
there's that many of them.
Unless we just want to, brute force the issue.
I mean, can you think of any way we could detect what they are?
This is where you get to roll an intelligence check.
$16, $18.
We'll let that percolate for a bit. Get the ideas going through the cortex, and eventually it'll pop up as a fully formed thought. Maybe later tonight.
So, did you guys actually see anything in the end? I didn't see much.
There was like a flicker, and we were standing inside a constructed building of some kind, like a temple or something.
There was definitely a temple in the distance.
And there were the noises.
Did the temple look anything like I've recognised it in the game?
No.
That's right.
Well, we've definitely confirmed there is something there.
So what do we do? We going to go back, or are we going to go in?
There's no point going back there until we know more of what it is, right?
How are we going to find out more without actually going in?
Or are we going to find going in that there's nothing... There's lots of enemies, you said. And
We just take them out like we always do.
what are you talking about? You don't even know what they are, like how to fight them. They're invisible. They're like cloaked, or they're out of phase or something.
So we go back then.
Yeah, until we can figure out. Maybe once we've got more information from Mr. X, we might have more information as to what we might be dealing with.
Alright. If that's what
I
you
don't
wish.
think we have enough information to...
We can't always go on having all information. It's why we're here.
But we don't have anything, and I don't... Okay, do you think we can glean anything from going back there and looking around?
The only reason I said to bug out was because we were surrounded by enemies. We're not surrounded here. And if we approach it at a methodical...
Wait, so you think there's a way you can get in there without being surrounded by enemies? Isn't that just going to go into a place that's surrounded by enemies again?
No, you work your way through the enemies.
And then you're surrounded by them because you've gone through them, and then they're on all
No,
sides.
you take them out as you go.
But, okay, how can you take them out? You can't even see them.
He's called them out once before. And there must be some way. I'm sure I could whip up some kind of sandstorm or something, but it would also be difficult to
I mean,
see.
I could make it really cold in there without you guys around, but I don't know if that would even affect them.
The problem from what it looks like is they're out of phase.
So it is an out of phase thing. In which case, nothing we do.
Your intelligence
is
check would
necessary.
be enough to remember that document you got saying
Yeah.
these aliens are aliens from another out of phase
Yes.
dimension, not
Yeah.
from another planet or
Yeah.
something.
So the aliens from the outer phase.
So interacting with them
Is completely
is
impossible
completely pointless. Yeah,
for now.
Right.
until we can find a way to sync up with them.
Maybe whatever they've got planned with the city is something we can deal with. We'll come back to them later.
A shame we don't know more about this truck. For all we know, it could get some kind of readings from that area. You know, some kind of signal or energy source that's.
We don't know anything about this
Unusual.
truck, so we might as well head back.
At
Do
least
you
we
have
know.
anything that could scan for unusual, like energy sources, distortions, that kind of thing, fluctuations?
No, I've just got. You've played the game.
Yeah, I meant, have you got any other games that could help you determine those things?
I don't think so. Nothing that it uses phasing technology anyway.
At least we know they can't strike us down while they are in this phase you speak of. Or they surely would have done so.
If there's, how many did you said there were lots of them? How many did you pick up? Like, roughly.
A number.
You know, when you get enough red dots together, they turn into a big mass. And you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
really-
It was just
Like hundreds.
Probably not that many.
my radar doesn't go up that far, but there was at least you could have 25, 30 easily. Fortunately, with the dots, they all come together. It's one dot.
Maybe. Well, we need some way of. We know there's something here. We need some way of, I don't know, scanning to see if we can figure out exactly
Well,
what's here.
we could ask the other aliens we know of that they maybe have to build something for us. I mean, they know the sort of technology better than we would.
Potentially, I don't know. It depends if their species deals with phasing.
I don't think there's any problem asking, is there?
No, absolutely not. Although, I suppose, yeah, no, it should be fine.
Do we want to go back to the base then, or do we want to try checking out some of those other spots from the map?
We could try some of the other spots. See if there's any, if this is all phasing stuff, we can't do anything with phasing.
Maybe whatever they have at these locations isn't and has to be here to do whatever it has to do to the city.
Every living thing has a spirit too, right?
That's what I believe, yes.
Is there anything you could do to determine if these phased aliens have a spirit? Like, would they show up on
Right.
this end in any way, even when they're partially out of phase? Mostly out of phase?
I couldn't say for sure, but I could check the spirit world. I don't have to do that from here though, so I'll do that later.
I mean, anything that we can do to work out what's going on here specifically. I mean, we have some ideas from that document you translated, but I mean, they're going to have to set up these beacons or whatever you want to call them.
And we'll have to
These
turn them off at
5
the same
zones.
time, which is the real problem.
So they need a way of getting their people in order to set them up. So maybe this is some kind of transmission point.
How do they get their people through the... I don't know enough about that. I've got no one to talk to.
Where is that map? We can check the closest, or the probably more likely the best target to go to. Obviously, the DMV isn't the one we're choosing.
If we're on this side of the city, it would be the one at the top, which is the
That's in the very
A
top.
llama drone.
llama drone.
I think because also like the one at the museum is a good one because we can just be there as people. It's got a lot of public access.
Because also, if we can find some way to read the energy that's being used here, then we can maybe even use that to track any of their operatives that are in the city, or if they use a specific form of energy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to come into phase with our world to properly interact with it, I would assume.
We'll have to find out. Looking around, I guess.
No, I don't. Yeah, we go to either place. I don't know. There's not enough information.
Well, perhaps we could go back to base first. Maybe tell Mr. X what we've come across, sort of. That's what we know, and then maybe talk to Valen and Valeria.
We don't have much to tell them, but
So I'll be looking around to see if there's anything in with the armor that my perception's a lot better, a lot further is what I should say. I can see.
Nothing beyond the phenomena you have already experienced.
Yeah, it's 100 times.
keys. Alright, you have to change. Oh no!
I'll drop form.
I guess you couldn't go into town looking like Fire Chief anyway.
I could.
I'm just a new Minuteman.
Yeah, everybody would be like, oh no, there's another new Minuteman in bright red.
Then you meet the blue one.
It's on!
I want you to poison Fire Chief's next meal.
Well, I'll do it, sir.
No, you will, Simmons. You're a good man.
Fire up the truck and take us into town. I quite like this truck.
Makes you feel like a big man.
Head back to the base and we can give him a call and then...
Okay, you go back to Burning Sands, I assume?
He's still talking to us.
What's that?
He's still trying to talk to us. She forgot.
No, she wouldn't be talking now. She'll just be quiet in the back. Don't want to hear my stories about eating wiener.
And that is the truck's superpower.
Shouldn't go for shotgun this time though.
Just waiting for her to discover the little thing that looks
I was
like a
gonna say-
speaker on the wall with a thick thing you
Yeah, I
can
know
click up
there'll
to
be.
just
There'll
talk to them.
obviously be an audio because you have to have some means of
Yeah.
talking.
But I
to
also
the
told
front
don't
and
push any buttons.
It's a switch.
That's a technicality.
back. She's not touching anything. She's afraid of the. She's afraid of the weird truck who could kill them.
Well, it's a slavery truck. It's designed to get slaves.
Mm.
Like you.
You're locked in the back.
Who's in the back?
You.
Park the truck, close the base doors.
Got Rosa parked. I do love like celebrating like Black History Month and that. There was something about Rosa Parks or Rosa Parks Day, and they advertised it on the back of a bus. And there's a picture of it, and I'm just like,
Oh
God,
no.
even in death she can't sit up front.
No. Oh.
It's like, put it on the front of the fucking bus at least. Fucking hell. And I know that's just because that's where these things go.
Yeah, they
on
always
the back
hang
of the
on
bus.
That's where you
But
see
it's
them.
just it's bad optics. I'm still like fucking mind boggled that there was a thing where black people just had to sit at the back. What?
Yeah.
So
Why? It's not any better back there or worse.
Actually, the back seat I thought was the best place to sit. It was roomier.
There's more convenience. It's inconvenient to have to walk all that
yeah,
distance. Americans.
Yeah, I suppose
Too freaking lazy.
we contact Mr. X. Hello.
Hello. Well, that good talk.
Well, no. Well, maybe the other two should explain it because I didn't see anything this time, but the other two came across something out in the desert where we found that cache.
There's definitely something out there that's out of phase with our time. I don't know how to explain, but there. At one point, we could see a constructions. The next, there's nothing there, but when there is something there, it's surrounded by enemies.
What do you mean, enemies?
I can't explain anything beyond that. They were tagged as foes.